Well, we're ready to face off here. Lynch in the face-off circle for Bedford.
I believe that's Lindsay Holt taking it for BG.
And the official is setting up the ball. We're ready to go here in just a moment. There's the whistle, ball in the air, and they're going to call a restart here.
Yeah, procedure here. They're going to give it to Bedford. There's a procedure foul on BG. Lindsay Holt might have moved a little bit early, so they're going to award it to Sydney Lynch as they go down and set up their offense in the Bedford offensive zone.
And the Bulldogs are moving from left to right here. Lynch working the perimeter there. To Julian Bell, McEachern, back to Lynch, over to Chamberlain Bell. She drifts down the sideline, heading behind extended goal line, and she's got number 2, Emma Anderson, defending her behind the net. Bell, who's had a lot of assists in this tournament, now she loses the ball, and Anderson comes up with it momentarily, and we get a foul here. It'll be a restart, and BG will maintain possession.
Yeah, BG was extending their defense behind there. A lot of times you'll see the defense stay at goal line extended, but you saw Anderson there pressuring Chamberlain Bell and got the turnover.
And she decides to get the ball back to the goalkeeper, who sends it out to number 18, Sydney Todd. She falls down, and now she turns the ball over as it goes out of bounds, and now it'll be Bedford ball in BG's end of the field. Chamberlain Bell over to Sister Julian now. McEachern at the top, now moving in, looking for a seam, pulls up, still looking for a cutter. McEachern still with the ball.
In fact, she was trying to work that pick and roll with Sydney Lynch. Had the cut, but unfortunately it was too congested. Decided not to.
And now pass inside to Chamberlain Bell, right in front of the net. She couldn't control it. So the ball's turned over to BG, and we'll get a restart here.
Abigail Hayhurst is going to pick it up and try to set up the clear, and they're going to get it out on the far sideline.
The crossover midfield, now a restart here. Amelia Piercy gets it over to Ahern. Piercy with it again. They're working the perimeter in the Bedford end to our left. Now behind X, it's Riley Bouvier. Gets it up now to Holt. Back down to Bouvier. Comes out in front. Now the cutter, shot and goal. That's number 14, Emily Santum. And she'll pick up an assist there from Riley Bouvier. So the BG Cardinal take the lead here at 22-24 of the first period with a 1-0 lead.
It was a really nice cut by Santum. She was able to backdoor it, caught the nice feed, and finished high on Hannah Paradise. It looked like it might have been tipped by one of the defenders too, throwing off the trajectory there, so Hannah Paradise couldn't catch up with it. But nice play on their first offensive possession for BG.
Yes, you're right. This is the first time the BG's had an extended possession in the Bedford end, and they were able to capitalize on that. Bedford had 2, and both times they turned the ball over. So on the face-off here, Holt versus Lynch. And they're setting things up right now, making things just so. And the game begins. Ball's in the air. Touched momentarily by Piercy, and she gets it for BG. Back into the Bedford end. Abigail Ahern now over to Claire Donovan. Donovan now to Holt. Holt moving across, being watched by McEachern. Now changes direction, fires a shot. That goes wide of the net. But Madison Keating is there to back it up, so the Cardinal will maintain possession.
Good strong drive by Holt there. Went to her right, then switched back, spun, did a nice spin dodge back to her left, and wow, great check right there.
Yeah, Bouvier was drifting in front of the Bedford net, and McEachern checked the ball off her stick, but
looked like that might have been Zoe Michaud with that check. That was a great check. The offensive player was dragging their stick. She was able to check it out in a legal manner and get the ball on the ground.
Thanks for the correction. All I saw was the 4 on the jersey.
Sure.
So on the restart, BG gets it over to Holt. A pass inside to Piercy, moving in and scores. And she falls down to the ground as she lets the ball go. So what do we have here? The officials are calling something? So
good goal. Good goal.
It is a good goal. What do you think the discussion was there by the officials?
I think Piercy might have gotten pushed right as she was scoring or right after the whistle, and therefore they were trying to determine whether or not the goal was going to count. But the officials were able to check with each other, and good job by them by checking in with their partners and confirming the goal after a nice move by Piercy.
Well, that's interesting because in games that we've done together before, they often did not allow continuation on a play. They would actually give possession to the team being fouled and then take the goal off the board. But this time they give the continuation. Piercy gets the goal at 21-19, and the Cardinals are up 2-0 here over the Bulldogs.
You know, they're calling that as a push after the score was confirmed. So they awarded the ball to BG on the draw.
So no face-off, no draw.
Holt is coming down strong.
Now behind the net, Maddie Keating. Up to Santom. Santom to Bouvier. Moving around the perimeter. Now Piercy with it. Up top. Drops it back now to Holt again. Holt. Over to Santom. Now behind extended goal line to Keating. She's trying to drift in front. There's a cutter. Well defended by Bedford, but she gets around the defender, lets a wide shot go, but the flag comes out. Is this going to be a yellow card?
Looks like it, yeah. Looks like Ava Gaudet might have got a stick up high.
So she's going to leave the field for a minute, I believe.
2 minutes there, Harry, and they're going to have a free position, 8-meter free position for Lindsay Holt. So she'll square off against Hannah Paradise and see if she can cash in on this opportunity.
So we're waiting for the 8-meter to begin. Lindsay Holt in position, almost right about 1 o'clock in the fan. Her shot goes wide, and it's intercepted there by number 5, Julian Bell, and she loses the ball momentarily. Had her stick checked, and it's picked up by Chamberlain Bell. So good ball protection there by Bedford. Now Grace Ann Rooney being just hounded by the Cardinals. Really a kind of a press defense here. And now Riley Chu goes down. They had contact. We'll see if the officials call something here. They're going to give her the restart. So Chu with the ball. Flips it over to McEachern. And now they're back into the BG end. 2-0. Bishop Guertin is up. Bedford needs to get on the board here. Number 23, Dermody, behind extended goal. She's being watched by Abigail Hayhurst. Now 2 BG defenders on her. They check the stick and force a turnover. Hayhurst picks up the loose ball. And now the ball's loose once again, and we have a call here.
There's a held stick there on Hannah McCarthy, so they're going to award the ball to BG. Yeah, obviously Bedford is still down a player here because of that yellow card, so BG was able to double team in that offensive end.
Now a stick check, and Bedford's able to take the ball back. Hannah McCarthy now with it. Over to Chamberlain Bell. Sister Julian with it now. She's got a lane toward the net. Moving, fires a shot, but it was redirected there by a defender. I think Holt got her stick on that shot, but Bedford backed it up, so they're going to maintain possession here. Dermody with it now. 18:48 to go here in the first half. 2-0 BG in the lead.
And here comes that double team again.
Now the cutter. McEachern couldn't make the connection, and BG picks it up.
BG has numbers here, should be able to headman this ball, although the yellow card was released, so they were Bedford was fortunate enough to get back in defensive position, but they're going to get a shooting space here.
Piercy gets the ball over to Abigail Ahern, who's going to get an 8-meter on that shooting space violation.
Yeah, Zoe Michaud got trapped there. She was just outside of the fan, trying to recover on the defensive end, and got caught in shooting space. Great save by Paradise, though. Nice job.
Way to track the ball. Now she's got it behind the net, but she's being harassed by Keating. This is probably one of the most aggressive defensive plays we've seen so far in this tournament. BG is really putting all they have, oftentimes double and triple teaming players deep in their end.
Yeah, they might have taken a page out of Pinkerton's book. We saw that earlier this season. Pinkerton came out very strong, very tough on defense, aggressive. They weren't hanging back by that 8-meter and putting a lot of pressure on the Bedford girls.
Now Ava Gaudet is moving up the sideline but drawing a lot of attention. She has to pull back. She's got 3 BG defenders around her, but she gets it up to McEachern, who can't make a possession. And Lindsay Holt picks up the loose ball, and now come the Cardinals the other way. That's Holt with McEachern on her. Flips it up to Piercy. Now over to Donovan up top. Gets it down the side to Bouvier, back up top to Piercy. And Holt, Ahern. Now behind X is Bouvier. BG just working the perimeter here. Taking some time off the clock. Santom is drifting around looking for a lane. She gets pushed off there by Julian Bell. Decides to peel back and leave it there for Holt. Holt changes direction. Tries to take a shot. Pulls back. BG still maintaining possession here. Now she flips it to Santom. Santom over to Amelia Piercy. She's being watched there by Natalie Rago. And Rago might have draw the attention of the officials here.
We're going to get a 3-second call on Zoe Michaud off ball. So she was hanging in that fan area for a little bit too long without guarding an offensive player directly. So we're going to have a 3-second call.
2-0. BG is up, trying to add a third here on this 8-meter play.
I believe that's Piercy ready to take the 8-meter.
And she pulls back because the Bedford defense is able to close up.
Great job collapsing there, helping out their defensive teammates.
Bouvier drifting, now leaving it down low. Again, great defense here, but we get another call. Bedford's been very good at cutting off the passing lanes for BG.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to have another 3-second call here as Zoe Michaud is going to be sent behind. Way off ball, and this isn't too threatening as it's on the floating hash. So.
Yeah, right around the 2 o'clock. If you were looking at the clock face, this is coming at Paradise at about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, tough angle. So she'll probably pull it out here or look for a cutter on the backside.
Here she comes. Takes a shot and manages to catch the corner. Goal by Keating. BG up 3-0.
Or she'll shoot and score and get pushed, and it looks like BG's going to get awarded the draw again here. So Bedford Bulldogs have been really back on their heels to start this game, and they're down 3-0 after 10 minutes of play.
I'm expecting Christine Hodgson to call one of her timeouts here just to kind of get her girls settled down. Because this game, it's been all BG so far, and the few possessions that Bedford has had, they haven't been able to take care of the ball.
Agreed. You know, they've been able to possess the ball a little bit, work the ball around. They've had some cutters, but haven't been able to make those connections and put a really good opportunity on McKenna Ricci back there. She's had a smooth sailing first 10 minutes, so we'll see what happens here in the next 15 as the first half closes out.
So no timeout, but Keating is leaving the field. She might have bumped something on the way down there after she scored that goal.
Yeah, I think she took a pretty hard shot after she scored, so nice play by her to make a dodge on that floating hash free position. She was able to cash in on the offside hip for Hannah Paradise, and the push was called, so BG's going to be awarded the draw here.
And Holt is going to have the possession of the ball. The official flips it to Holt, and we're ready to begin. Now Amelia Piercy bringing it in. I'm sorry, that's Claire Donovan with it, number 15. Now they flip it behind extended goal to Bouvier. Bouvier up to Santom. Santom to Piercy. And now Ahern with it. Ahern making a move. Flips it back down to Bouvier behind X. Now the cutter, shot and score. Santom with the assist from Bouvier at 14:41 makes it 4-0. So BG just really taking it to Bedford in this first, like you said, about 15 minutes of play or 10 minutes of play. And now finally, as expected, Christine Hodgson is calling timeout to settle down in Bedford or maybe change her strategy just a bit.
A goal later than you expected, but absolutely needed. Hodgson figured out that her defense was having some trouble back here. They lost Santom on that last one. She was actually open for about a 5 or 10 second clip there. Nobody was able to find her except for her teammate, and she was able to cash in. So strong start by BG here. They came out fired up. You know, as we came in, we could hear the music blaring in their locker room. You could hear the girls singing along with the music. They were pretty excited about getting out here on this field, and it's quite shown here in the first 10 minutes.
Things are definitely going their way, unlike earlier today in baseball. The good news for Bedford, the Bulldogs baseball team advancing to the semis, they were able to beat the Cardinals 3-2 at home and field. So it'll be Bedford waiting the winner of the other quarterfinal contest. And Bedford 105.1 along with BCTV 23, we're going to have that action for you. I believe it's a 4 o'clock start on the 4th, and I'm doing it all in my head. I think the 4th is a Thursday. Is it? No.
I think 4th is Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Hard to do math and calendars in your head. So.
All right. So
and don't hold me to the 4th. So I'll look that up at halftime and just verify. But we're definitely doing the game on radio and TV for you.
So the girls break their huddles. We'll see if Coach Hodgson made some adjustments. Perhaps they come out in a different defense. Perhaps they have different matchups. But they needed to do something as BG rattled off 4 quick goals to start this game.
When Bedford does have the possession, BG is double to triple teaming them very aggressively. But when they do that, they've got to be leaving somebody open.
Well, you know, their last offensive possession, Bedford was still down because of that yellow card. So that double team is happening without any consequence on the backside. Nobody's open. They're able to double team because there's a player in the box. But everybody's even strength now. We're back to the draw. Hannah McCarthy against Lindsay Holt. And the ball goes back to the Bedford defensive end.
And it's still loose, and BG comes up with it again. Holt. Now to Santum. BG back on offense. It's been all BG. The field is tilted toward the Bedford end here. 4-0 with 14:19 to go here in the first half in this semifinal contest. Now Riley Bouvier, who's got a goal, drifts out in front, fires a shot, saved by Paradise. Nice ball tracking there by Paradise. Now kind of a risky pass there. Santum almost intercepted it, but Michaud is able to pick it up and bring it just about to midfield, finally crosses it, gets her stick checked, loses the ball, and it heads out of bounds. And yep, they're going to give it to BG. I guess since the stick was checked, the ball left Michaud's stick, so it's a turnover on Bedford.
Absolutely. Great call and great play by Natalie Coutu to first of all make the check and then get into an open position when the ball went out of bounds. So heads up play by her.
So BG back on offense. Riley Bouvier behind X. Now to Emily Santum has a little trouble, but she's got nobody around her, so she had no trouble picking it up. Bedford kind of holding back on the defense, no pressure. They're letting BG work the perimeter while keeping their defenders close to the net. Now Santum.
We're going to get an illegal pick here. Number 15, Claire Donovan. I think she was still moving her feet, tripped up the defender, Natalie Rago, and she's going to be awarded the ball. So back on the back on the clear. We'll see if they can get settled in the offensive end.
Rago's got to watch out behind her. Stick check was approaching, but she was able to defend her stick well.
Good job reversing the ball, too, and finding some open players.
Now Julian Bell is surrounded by Cardinals. Finally breaks the press and has a lane toward the goal. Flips it over to Lynch. Lynch couldn't get a shot away.
She's going to earn a free position, though. It was a nice move. She dodged from her right side back into the left side to get right down the middle and drew an illegal check by Lindsay Holt. So she'll have a free position here for Sydney Lynch.
Coming in at about 11 o'clock on Makina Riki. We'll see if Bedford can get on the board here. They need a goal here. The shot and scores.
And they get it.
Lynch breaks the ice finally for the Bulldogs, gets them on the board at exactly 12 minutes left in the first period, first half. 4-1 BG.
A really important goal for the Bulldogs there as they were trying to break that 4-goal run to start the game for BG. So you're having some interesting transition plays, a couple checks here and there, some errant passes. BG is really dominated, but again, Bedford gets on the board to make it 4-1 with 12 left in the first half.
I think what we saw there is the risk of playing that press defense. BG had all their defenders on the perimeter, but once the Bedford player was able to break it, they had a lane to the goal.
Absolutely, and those are the risks, right? If you're going to put out that pressure, you have to be willing to take those potential openings on the back side there, and Lynch was able to capitalize.
So the draw in the air, and down goes number 13, Hannah McCarthy. She was taking that face-off against Holt. Surprised no call there. They're going to do the draw over again. But Holt, you know, came into contact with McCarthy. I'm surprised nothing was made of that.
Back to the draw, as we've talked about earlier this season, really important for possession and the flow of the game. So Bedford gets it going towards their end, but Holt makes a nice play on the ground ball.
Both McEachern and McCarthy had a shot at the ball, but instead Holt picks it up, and BG is on the offense again. Amelia Piercy, she pulls up, flips it down behind X to number 16, I believe. That's Natalie Kutu. Now Claire Donovan with it, tries to split the defense, draws a whistle from the official. Penalty flag up in the air. I don't think this will be a yellow card, though.
And she still had an opportunity to score, got a shot off, so they're going to just award BG the ball on the chase down on the errant shot.
So Bouvier, behind X, drifts up over to Lindsay Holt. Piercy with it. Now Abigail Ahern. Back over to Holt. Holt pulls up to Ahern. She's being watched by McCarthy, or to Lynch, I should say. Now the ball goes to Amelia Piercy, now back behind X. Emily Santum tries to drift up. Santum still with it. Up to Holt. Holt being guarded, pushed back by two Bedford defenders. And now Ahern, or actually that's Bouvier, she moved to the front. Now behind X is Piercy. A cut by number 4, Ahern, and she scores. 5-1 BG.
Yeah, tough gamble by the defense there. I think it was Ava Gaudet that made a little bit of a gamble, tried to get her stick in that passing lane, but she lunged at the ball, and therefore her player was able to make the back cut, catch the ball, and finish. Nice job by Abigail Ahern on the catch and finish.
Well, BG is just doing a tremendous job at finding, you know, the cutters, getting open, getting shots off. Even once they're getting contact from the Bedford defenders, they're still able to get the shots away. So they're playing a very strong game, very physical game. Maybe more physical than Bedford was ready for.
Sure, and you're going to see a strategy change here on the draw as Bedford brings an extra player from their offensive end back into the defensive end. BG's been controlling the draws rather steadily throughout the first 7 draws here, and BG's making a defensive adjustment here.
So McCarthy on the draw here with Holt. They're setting up the ball, and we're ready to start. In the air, bouncing loose in the circle.
We're going to have a kick through the cross here. Bedford gets awarded the ball, and Sydney Lynch will regroup.
So now Lynch is driving in, and she takes a blow to the head. And why no call?
I think the referee might have thought that Lynch exaggerated it a little bit there, but our eyes showed us that there was a significant push there.
Well, you know, they've gotten away with a push on the draw against McCarthy, too. They're not getting calls for that either. So, again, the officials letting a very physical play here. Now a shot, or at least a shot by McCarthy on a pass from Chamberlain Bell. She drew contact.
She's going to earn an 8-meter here on a push by the defender, who is Emma Anderson. So Hannah's going to have the left hash and see if she can cash in here to make it 5-2.
McCarthy getting ready. Leading scorer.
There you go.
And as she adds another one to her total right there over Riki's shoulder.
You know, nice fake by her. She was able to fake a little bit to her left, get Riki to come off of her pipe, and then Hannah McCarthy went back near side on the offside hip of Riki for a nice goal.
So with that, it's 5-2. McCarthy on the board now for Bedford. 5-2 BG with 9:09 to go here in the first half.
So back to within 3. We saw some struggles early on against Sauhegan, and the Bedford offense was able to regroup and put a few string of goals together. So we'll see what happens here, and perhaps they're able to duplicate that effort.
So once again, it'll be Holt against McCarthy. Do they have that extra defender?
They do, yeah. So you'll see only 3 offensive players for Bedford in the attack end. They've brought one of their midfielders back, and so you have 5 defensive players on the draw here. And of course, there are 3 midfielders around the circle. 1 in the middle taking the draw, and 2 around the circle.
Official dropping the ball and having to reset it once again. Still trying to adjust it. Again, the longest part of any game are setting up the draws.
It's quite a variable as they're jockeying for position in the middle. So it looks like BG might have pushed off on the offside here. Maybe Riley Bouvier got a little physical with McEachern, and Bedford was awarded the ball.
So here comes McCarthy bringing it into the BG end. She draws a contact there from Holt, but gets around her. Now to Chamberlain Bell, right around the 20-yard line, drifting down the sideline, heading for extended goal line. Now she changes direction, moves closer to the net, trying to find a cutter. Had McCarthy momentarily, or Lynch momentarily, but thought better of it. And now we have a restart.
Yeah, she'll have a free position. It's on the floating hash. It's a tough angle, so we'll see what happens here. And it's an indirect, so they're not going to clear the fan, or maybe they will.
They're pushing back Sydney Todd, telling her to get out of the way a little bit. Now the officials talk things over. I guess they'll determine whether this will be a cleared fan or not. And
yeah, it was pushed, so it should be an 8-meter. They should need to vacate, and there you go.
They are doing that. So everybody's going to vacate the fan. Chamberlain Bell will have a sharp angle, but a clear lane to Makina Riki. She centers it to McCarthy. She gets hit as she shoots, but ball goes wide. Bedford backs it up, and they'll retain possession.
Yeah, Emma Anderson got her stick in there, was able to change the direction of the shot. But we have a nice drive here by Dermody, and she'll enter shooting space.
So 7:52 to go here in the first. 5-2 BG with Dermody on an 8-meter.
Dermody was trying to be sly there and get into the get away from the floating hash, give herself a better angle, but they reset. She makes a nice play, but Riki was able to make a nice save up high.
But Chamberlain Bell got the rebound. So now it's still Bedford possession, and Chamberlain Bell behind extended goal. Looking for a cutter, gets it to Lynch. Lynch did get a clean shot off.
But did get pushed, and it looks like she'll have another free position. So they went back to that play. We see that throughout the season. Chamberlain Bell, she looks to feed from that back left side, goalie's back left. She'll look for cutters, either in a stack or just cutters coming through, and Sydney Lynch was in great position, received it, and got pushed. So she'll have this 8-meter to bring it to within 2 if possible.
There's a shot.
Ooh.
And a save by Riki, and again,
more shooting space, and it looks like she earned a yellow card on one of the BG players.
Even on these 8 meters, this contact is being made by BG.
You know, the girls' game has gotten more physical over the years, and it's a tough task for these referees to keep track of who's doing what, where the sticks are going, and how physical the game has become. So in this case, Lynch was driving, earned another 8-meter free position because of a stick to the head, or possibly it was too rough of a check, and Riley Bouvier was sent off.
She's got a little more room to operate here. Lynch tries to get it down low, but Riki makes a save. Keeps it at 5-2. 6:45 to go in the first half, and Riki, the freshman goalkeeper for BG, being watched by Dermody, now drifting behind X.
Dermody got a little too aggressive in that check, pushed off, and Riki was able to keep possession, and now she'll look to clear. Now Bedford can match up man-to-man, or woman-to-woman, because the BG Cardinals are down a player with that yellow card. If they do get into the offensive end, we might see that same double team. And Chamberlain Bell with a push on the far side.
And a restart, and the ball is in Bedford territory. 6:07 to go, 5-2 BG in the lead. Here's Holt with a
Wow.
shot, comes in all alone and scores at 6:01.
She says, I don't care that we're a player down. I'm going to score anyway. So nice play by Holt to make it 6-2.
So back to a 4-goal lead for the Cardinals. Unassisted goal by Lindsay Holt. .558 will be the time of that goal.
So we've seen it back and forth since those first 4 goals. Coach Hodgson took the timeout. It's 2-2 after that, but they haven't been able to close the margin here. And they're going to need something special here in the last 6 minutes of the first half to.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to have to at least close it to a 2 or 3 goal deficit before halftime if they expect to have a chance to be back in this. Either that or figure out what BG is doing defensively and try a workaround.
Sure. And Bedford really, honestly, hasn't had too long of possessions down here. So they've scored 2 goals, but those have both been on free position shots. They really haven't had an extended possession in the offensive end.
So the ball is loose, and it looks like Hannah McCarthy comes up with it. And she does. She brings it in. Tries to get by one defender, takes a little bit of a push, and she'll get a restart. So she drops it back to McEachern. McEachern up top.
Nice
now inside
dish.
to McCarthy, and a
Good
save by
save.
Reiki, but the rebound by Lynch. Tries to pull out, and we'll see if there's a whistle here.
Yeah, she got another card. She got smashed in the face, so another player will be sent off.
That's number 22, and she's not on our roster. And unfortunately, we don't have one of the tournament rosters. Maybe we could find one at halftime. But number 22 for BG is off with a yellow card.
I'm guessing that's Frida Teresa, as listed as 23 for us as a defender. But she'll earn a yellow card, and Lynch will have another free position 8-meter. But she'll pull out.
Gets it up to Julian Bell instead. Julian Bell over to sister Chamberlain Bell. Drifts behind X. Now the cutter to McCarthy. McCarthy takes a blow and gets an 8-meter.
No, it was just a hold on the loose ball there, so it'll be free position on the floating hash. I guess it will be an 8-meter, but it's going to be indirect. Yeah. Oh, possibly not.
No, they cleared the fan.
They did. They cleared it. So
Well,
Bedford has a 7-on-5 here. It's going to be hard for them, the BG team, to collapse, and they can't. And McCarthy cashes in high near side against Reiki for the 3rd goal.
6-3 now, BG. Bedford just down 3. And, doesn't matter what angle it is, McCarthy's dangerous.
Absolutely. As you have talked about previously, Hannah McCarthy's the all-time New Hampshire leading goal scorer, and she showed why right there, faking again offside and finishing near side high on Reiki. Was able to slip it past. So let's see how we have these players set up here.
Now, in hockey, does the yellow card release after a goal? Just like in hockey,
Okay.
on a power play?
You confused me there for a second. Yeah, so it looks like, yep, one player is released, and that could have been either timing or the goal. I wasn't quite sure on the time of that yellow card. But you're going to see BG has 3 defenders back right now and 4 attacking players. They've been dominating these faceoffs. If Bedford can reverse that momentum like they did, but
Nope, that was Piercy.
Amelia
She gets
Piercy
the loose
picks it
ball,
up.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And flips it now to Donovan, who carries it into the Bedford zone. Donovan flips it down to Abigail Ahern. Ahern drifting back up top. Now cross pass to number 14, Santom.
Now Bedford should be able to double team here because this is a 6-on-7 with BG still serving that 2-minute yellow card. And here's the double team.
So Ahern
Ooh.
on a far perimeter. Bouvier now behind X, tries to cut in front but runs out of room, driven back by Bedford. Natalie Coutu gives it back to Bouvier.
Here's a
Bouvier double team behind X,
slips
but
it.
she beats it, comes out in front, fires a shot high. She takes a hit, goes down on the ground, fires a shot high. We'll see what the officials say here.
No call, just a backup for BG. She was able to slip 2 defenders there, though. Made a nice play to get in front. Had a shot, but it sailed high. We're trying to double behind here. The Bulldogs are putting 2 on the ball, and it gets slipped again. And a shooting space is earned? Yep, absolutely.
And that's going to be Kutu, number 16.
So Natalie Wago got caught in no man's land there. She earned the free position for Kutu. And Paradise can't catch up with it. Kutu makes it 7-3.
And that comes at 3:09 of the first half. And the Bedford defenders were getting their sticks in there. They tried to make contact, tried to change the direction of that shot. But Kutu extended as far forward as she could and got the ball cleanly into the net, beating Paradise. So we're back to a 4-goal lead here for the Cardinals.
3 minutes left. Plenty of time left in that first half for either team to make a run. But again, Kutu was able to capitalize on that free position. Offside, tough save for Hannah Paradise. Some defender sticks, as you mentioned, got in the way. We're trying to deflect the ball or potentially prevent that shot from actually happening, but Kutu was able to finish there.
And now, do we have a timeout here? McCarthy's heading for the sideline, talk things over with Coach Hodgson. Is this a timeout? Because it's just her.
Yeah, she may have blood on her jersey or some kind of injury, so they'll find a substitute for her and carry on.
And let's see who's coming in for McCarthy. That is...
And so it looks like Riley Chu's going to play midfield.
And number 8 is out there, Mary Kyle.
Yeah. So Chu comes back on the defensive end. She'll be playing midfield. And Mary Kyle will substitute in on the offensive end.
And Lynch is taking the face-off here. I think there's a different face-off. Nope, it's still Holt for BG. Ball in the air. Oh, and Lynch took a hit. She goes down hard. What's the officials going to call here? Because BG did come up with it. Holt had a free shot of the ball. Instead, it's going to be awarded to Lynch for taking that blow.
Looked like a push in that little scrum at midfield.
So Lynch driving in, hits one defender, now pulls back. Leaves it there for Julian Bell. 2:39 to go in the half.
Ooh, good pick and roll.
Yeah, that was McEachern over to Chamberlain Bell, drifting down the side. Chamberlain Bell changes direction, looking for Cutter, gets it over to
Nice
McEachern and
job.
scores. Mackenzie McEachern.
McEachern saw her player go for the double team. Chamberlain Bell had her head up, made a great pass back to McEachern. They were able to finish that connection and make it 7-4.
So 2:24 to go here, BG up by 3.
Yeah, that's really where Chamberlain Bell was comfortable, is drawing that either potential double team, looking on the pick and roll, and finding those cutters right in the middle. And again, we saw it. She's been probably the assist leader. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I have no doubt that she's the assist leader for the Bulldogs this season. And again, showed you why that's the case.
And Bell has the option of taking it to the net herself if she finds an opening.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it depends on how the defense reacts to that pick and roll type situation.
So Halton Lynch again for the draw. 2:24 to go here in the first half. BG up 7-4, excuse me. 3-goal deficit for the Bulldogs. And the draw in the air. Momentarily had it in McEachern's stick, but now BG comes up with it. They've been winning these ball fights. Halt with it.
Ooh, great check. Ooh.
Yeah, Zoe Michaud
okay.
had got the stick on it.
So the ref's going to tell us that her stick went through the bubble of Lindsay Holt, so she's going to earn an 8-meter free position here.
So Holt tries to get it back to a 4-goal lead for BG.
Looked like a good check to me, so unfortunate for the Bulldog defense.
The shot is high and wide, and the rebound is intercepted and held by BG. Now here's Bouvier drifting out front. Bouvier being checked.
Good help by Sydney Lynch there, checking in. She was the adjacent defender. She was able to help out on Bouvier.
Holt taking a few shots as well, but is able to maintain control. Now Piercy, she's checked. Holt gets the ball back, leaves it there for Bouvier, who's up high this time. She tries to get around Gaudet, does, fires a shot. That goes wide, but BG backs it up. They maintain possession, 1:18 to go here. 7-4, BG is up. Ahern takes the pass, loses the ball momentarily, and what's going to happen here? A foul?
Yeah, legal check again. Looks like a push on Natalie Rago. Yeah, Abigail Ahern was hanging out on the backside. Nobody was guarding her. So BG found her. I'm not sure who made that pass, but it might have been Bouvier on the far side. Ahern caught it and drove hard.
Now Michaud's that got an angle here.
Paradise was safe.
Yes, somebody got a stick on Ahern's stick. Made her lose the ball just before she was able to fire a shot away. So good defensive stop there on the 8-meter by somebody. I didn't catch the number.
And Julianne Bell picked up the ground ball, was pushing it out in transition. She wanted to have a fast restart on a foul. She's getting harassed again around the 40-yard line.
Now Chamberlain Bell with it along the sideline. And what do we have here? Another restart?
Yeah, so they're looking for these fast restarts. The Bedford players are able to move the ball very quickly. It's a self-start, and they're trying to do that, but one of these officials is making them back up to where the foul is occurring.
So Chamberlain Bell loses their footing, loses the ball momentarily as well. It's coming out loose. Oh, and then on the pickup there, number 5, Abigail Hayhurst, gets a hit to the head, and she's going to get a restart here. I believe that was Lynch who got a stick on.
Yeah, that very easily could have been a yellow card on Lynch. It looked like she raked their stick across Hayhurst's face.
34 seconds to go. The ball is passed into Bedford territory. This is Holt bringing it in. Holt puts it back to her, loses the ball momentarily. Now Bedford gets it back.
She's looking for that spin move back to her left hand.
Oh, a pass for McCarthy. She loses it. It's drifting toward the sideline, but McCarthy's going to get to it first, and she does. Maintains control. McCarthy being checked. Now moving toward the net. What happens here?
Yeah, illegal check. So McCarthy's going to keep possession. Riki came way out there and was looking to pick up that ground ball.
So 9 seconds to play, 9.7 to go in the half. See if Bedford can shorten this to a 2-goal deficit. McCarthy moving around, takes a shot, but it was a sharp angle, and Riki's able to make the save.
That'll do it.
Yep, that's going to end the half. Long pass up, and it's broken up, and I was waiting. We were at 0 for a couple of seconds, but the horn never blew, so they just kept on playing. But that's going to do it for the first half with BG up by 3, 7-4. And we're back for second half action here at Eustis Field at Bill Ball Stadium. Harry Kozlowski on the call, along with Corey Mustertiger on color. Tim is on the camera. And we're ready to start second half action with the BG Cardinals leading Bedford 7-4. And Bedford will be going from our right to left. And we'll see if they can change their fortunes a bit.
Their fortunes are going to need to change, and their energy level is going to need to change. You know, the BG girls were excited. They're chirping up. They're cheering and getting ready for the second half action. And Bedford seems a little flat, so we'll see if their play is different.
Well, it starts off BG's way. They pick up the draw. And now here comes number 4, Abigail Ahern. Now flipping it behind X to Natalie Coutu. Now there's a cutter. Misses number 15, but picked up there by Piercy. Piercy gets it back behind X to Coutu. Now up high to Santum. Santum over to Holt. Drifting on the perimeter. Flips it over to Ahern. Down low to Santum.
They're clearing out for Santum.
Yeah, everybody's on the far side.
You're going to look for some cutters off of this stack on the backside.
But instead, Coutu decides to take a shot herself and draws a foul.
Yeah, Natalie Rago is hanging out right there in the middle. She's going to get a shooting space.
So an 8-meter attempt here.
Yeah, I don't think she was quite close enough to the fans, so they're not going to clear it. Yeah, she's just going to keep possession, regroup, and set their play back up.
So Coutu pulls out, drops it over to Piercy. Piercy now to Holt. Holt takes a check from Lynch, pulls back. Now that's Claire Donovan. Gets knocked over, and there's going to be a call here on number 4 on McEachern.
Yeah, a little surprising on this one. You know, it looked like a foul, yes. I'm not sure that it was aggressive enough to be called for a yellow card there.
So McEachern goes off, and BG maintains possession.
Perhaps the exaggerated fall was able to draw out that yellow card.
So we're waiting for the restart with number 15, Donovan. Moves aside. She had a double team on her. Pass over to Holt. Holt drops it momentarily, picks up the loose ball. Now Ahern to Bouvier, back to Ahern. Across to Donovan. They're just working the perimeter right now. 7-4. They got a 3-goal lead here with 23 minutes to go in regulation time. The pass goes out of bounds.
And Bouvier was looking for Claire Donovan there on a cut. Unfortunately, her pass sailed out of bounds. So Bedford will be awarded the ball, and Ava Gaudet will look to clear on the near side.
So Gaudet got some room to operate, moving up the sideline. Crossing midfield, takes a bump there from Bouvier, gets around Bouvier. And now Bouvier takes it away from her.
Tough run for Gaudet. She was able to clear the ball out on the near side, but got checked once she got into the offensive end, and BG's threatening now.
Now Emily Santom driving in. Takes it behind X. Santom back there along with Kutu. BG gets into position now on their offense. There's a cutter. That was Piercy. She didn't receive the pass, but she was taken down there by Michaud.
Tough call. Players got tangled up there. And Zoe Michaud's going to get a call as a push. Yeah, Piercy couldn't handle the pass, and she followed through, was chasing down the ground ball and got tangled, and Zoe Michaud picked up the push call.
And she gets the 8-meter try here at about 10 o'clock, but she decides to pull back and just maintain possession. Lindsay Holt now fakes a shot, gets it inside to Piercy, and now Piercy gets a call for an 8-meter.
Yep, another shooting space on Natalie Rago.
21-28 to go, 7-4 BG ahead of Bedford, and a chance to add one here with Piercy. Takes a shot down low, but I'm not even sure if it was on goal. She tried to bounce it off the ground, but it looked like it was going wide either way.
Yeah, Gaudet got her stick in there. I think Paradise was able to finish off the save there, but you might be right. Looked like it might have been wide anyway.
Now,
good
pass
luck.
inside. Good defense there. All Piercy could do is pull out.
Julian Bell and Grace Ann Rooney were able to combine there to keep him out.
Now ball up top to Holt. Being checked by Lynch. Holt charges again, gets around. Holt takes a shot, goes down. Saved by Paradise. But a call's going to be made here because
Holt
went down.
Shooting space on Ava Gaudet. Actually, they're not going to call a push on Sydney Lynch. She made a nice recovery check on the shot, but unfortunately Ava Gaudet was in shooting space.
So here comes Holt with a shot and a save by Paradise. She tracked it all the way into her netting, into the web of her stick. Makes a save. Now pass up high and a turnover. Oh my. Oh, and Paradise is just, she could crack her stick in half if she didn't need it.
Yeah, she made a great save. Holt didn't really do anything on the shot. Paradise was able to go stick to stick up high, so Paradise made the save, but unfortunately her outlet pass sailed high, and BG will regroup on the offensive end.
So Ahern with it now behind X. It's Kutu. Kutu over to Santom. Santom drifts in front of the goal, gets it to Piercy. Now over to Holt. Holt up top. Ahern back down to Kutu. They're just working the perimeter here. Kutu looking for a cutter. Gets it up to Donovan. Donovan's shot is blocked, and now here comes Bedford the other way. McEachern comes out of the scrum with the ball. She's got a lane to get over into BG territory. McEachern now in the BG end of things, carrying the ball. Still with it, and now pulls back, gets it up to Chamberlain Bell, and now Bedford, the Bulldogs, with a chance to set up their offense, down by 3.
You know, this is really kind of the first possession that Bedford's had here in the second half. They got it into the offensive end before, but were checked right away, and now Chamberlain Bell earns a push.
Yeah, we're 6 minutes into the game, and into the second half, and this is the first offensive possession of the half for the Bulldogs. Bell decides to go low and scores.
Nice play. Yep, Chamberlain Bell noticed that nobody was coming to her, on the restart on the goalie's back right. And she said, if nobody's going to cover me, I'm going to score. And she does. So she makes it 7-5. The BG Cardinals are still up by 2, but that's a nice start for the Bulldogs to get back on the board. First goal of the second half, and they've pulled it to within 2.
With 18:40 to go in the half. And this is the closest that Bedford's been since the start of the game, since it was 2-0 BG. So this is definitely a step in the right direction for the Bulldogs. If they can just maintain their distance, keeping it to 2 goals or less, they've got a shot in this game.
Yeah, the Cardinals were looking to really maintain possession down on their offensive end. They had a couple of good chances, but the defense held, and Bedford was able to cash in within the first few seconds of being on the offensive side.
So off the draw, the official crosses her arms, and we're going to do the draw again.
Legal procedure here, so we'll redraw.
Which is a pity because Bedford came up with the ball that time. Chamberlain Bell had the loose ball. So McCarthy had it momentarily on the draw. And what's going to be the official decision here?
Looks like a Bishop Guertin push, but I think Chamberlain Bell got pushed by Hannah McCarthy, her own teammate. So, in my opinion, a missed call there, and Bedford will be awarded the ball.
Well, we'll take it. And it's going to be Chamberlain Bell with possession inside the circle. Now she crosses the midfield stripe. Bell being chased there by Donovan, still with it. And now pulls back along the sideline. Flips it up to Riley Chu. Back to Chamberlain Bell. Bell drifting toward the net, now going behind extended goal. Being watched carefully there by Donovan. She comes around and takes a shot off the goal post. Great try there. We'll see what the call is. Yeah, she's able to back up her own shot.
It looked like McCarthy was able to back it up.
Oh, McCarthy,
Daily dose
right.
of iron for Chamberlain Bell. She hit the post. Unfortunately, couldn't cash it in. But McCarthy's looking to get back into it here.
Now, Riki was out of the net there. She had to hold her position outside the crease because she tried to back the shot up herself. So McCarthy had an open net, although from behind. Now she's got a push and a restart from behind goal. 7-5, BG is up. Bell back to McCarthy, shot low, scores.
Give and go there by Hannah McCarthy and Chamberlain Bell. McCarthy passed to Bell, Bell right back to her, and McCarthy finishes low to make it a 1-goal game. Well done.
So 2 goals in this half for the Bulldogs, and they make it a 1-goal game. 7-6. At the 17:15 mark of the second half, and now a timeout called by BG.
Yeah, so on McCarthy's 3rd goal of the game, she pulls it to within 1, and the Bedford Bulldogs have found their stride on the offensive side. So again, limited time of possession for them, but they've been able to cash in, take advantage of it when they've been in the offensive end.
Really a turnaround. They had no offensive possessions for the first 6 minutes of the half, and just like that, they were able to cash in with a couple of goals with the few possessions they did have.
Sure, and it looked like BG was really taking their time during those offensive possessions. They did have some good opportunities, but nice defensive plays or nice saves got the ball back into the Bedford offensive zone.
So in the timeout here, the BG coach, Kerry Gobeil, is having a little conversation with the officials. Maybe something about that last push call?
Possibly. They came out with some good energy in both the first half and the second half, but Bedford has kept their cool. She can't really complain about the energy level. The defense just seemed to crumble a couple of times here, and to Bedford's advantage. So
yeah, that was a gaffe, leaving Chamberlain Bell alone on their restart. She just walked in front of Riki and beat her.
Yeah, certainly on that first goal of the second half, absolutely. And then she was able to work the give and go with McCarthy. So 2 opportunities that Bedford took advantage of. This could be just a momentum shift here for BG taking the timeout. Two goals by Bedford out of the second half here. They needed to stem the tide here. So we go back to the draw with a 1-goal game. And the excitement will start to ratchet up in the last 17 minutes and 15 seconds of this game.
We'll see if Bedford can keep this momentum going, maybe get a tie here. So halt for BG in the in the face-off circle
against McCarthy for Bedford.
The officials set up the draw. We'll wait for the start here.
You know, the cool breeze has picked up, Harry. Some long sleeves, some sweatshirts, some blankets. They're all coming out as they adjust the temperature in the stands.
And it's Lynch for Bedford who comes up with the loose ball, but now the pass is intended for Bell. Turnover, BG gets the ball back. Now here's Bouvier driving in. He's got two Bedford players on her. Bouvier tries to get around Rooney, instead goes behind extended goal and leaves it there for Santom.
Yeah, good transition defense by Bedford. It looked like there was an odd man for Bishop Guertin, but Bedford was able to get back into position and slow things down.
So Donovan now over to Holt as BG works the perimeter here. Can't really afford to slow things down. Santom drifts in front of extended goal, but now drops it back behind X. That's number 10, Keating. Ball in the fan, a check there, and they're going to, what are they going to call here?
Yeah, another stick to the head. Looked like Bouvier caught a stick from Hannah McCarthy, so McCarthy will be sent off with a yellow card at 16-14.
And she leaves the field now to serve her penalty. And we'll see what the call here is. This an 8-meter for Bouvier?
Bouvier's going to have an 8-meter. Look like they might be penalizing McCarthy twice here.
The officials are moving toward the Bedford bench, maybe to have a conversation with Christine Hodgson to explain the call.
Yeah, there's going to be 4 minutes on the board here, so she must have had unsportsmanlike conduct afterwards. The officials are telling Coach Hodgson why the additional penalty was placed upon McCarthy.
Did you happen to see what she did? Did she say something to the official?
You know, she might have been upset with the call. It looked like the BG player took the stick to the head, and the stick got a little wild there on the check. But McCarthy thought the BG player was exaggerating a little bit and chirped the ref and earned a second penalty. So I think Riley Bouvier was the one that had the ball. We'll have the 8-meter. We'll face off with Hannah Paradise as they sort things out here in Bishop Guertin's offensive end.
So an unfortunate call here on McCarthy, not only taking the best scorer for the Bulldogs off the field, but also forcing them to play shorthanded for 4 minutes.
Yeah, she let her emotions get the best of her and put her team in a tough position here.
So still waiting for the restart here. Bouvier is in position for an 8-meter right around the 11 o'clock mark as perceived by Hannah Paradise. We're about ready to begin here. We'll see if she takes the shot or pulls back.
Looks like Natalie Rago's in good position. Oh, no, that's McEachern. Oh, and a save by Paradise. Well done. Huge play by Paradise to start off that 4-minute penalty kill.
And Grace Ann Rooney picks up the loose ball and carries it for Bedford toward the other end. Now the pass, that's kind of a wild pass that goes loose, and BG's going to be able to take the ball right back.
Yeah, sloppy pass there.
Abigail Hayhurst gets it up to Donovan. Donovan flips it now over to her teammate. I think that's Holt. Holt moving in closer on the Bedford net. Now leaves it there for Abigail Ahern.
Bedford
behind X. There's a shot in front by, let's see, that was Bouvier. She scores, but will the officials call a penalty before the goal?
Yep, they called the shooting space beforehand on Rago.
So Bouvier is going to have another chance here. The score remains 7-6, 15:25 to go. So the 8-meter coming in at a bit of an angle here for Bouvier. Takes a shot. Paradise gets the stick low and saves it. But BG gets the rebound.
2 huge saves here by Paradise on this 4-minute penalty. She's keeping her team within 1 goal.
Now, feed inside misses everybody, but it's picked up by Claire Donovan. And what's the call here?
Wow, jeez, I'm not even sure. She might be calling a 3-second on the backside. It might have been a delay on the call.
It was number 14, Emily Santom, who got the pass over to Donovan, and then the officials blew their whistles. They look like they're in a position for a 8-meter.
Yeah, I think Guertin was lingering on the backside here longer than the 3 seconds.
So Donovan pulls back and decides to reset the BG offense here on the perimeter. Holt, she's way out away from Zoe Michaud. Now she's drifting in closer into the scrum. Holt pulls back, gets the pass back to Holt.
BG made a substitution there. And they find Abigail Ahern for a goal on the backside to make the spread 2.
So that was Holt over to Ahern, and that gets it to 8-6. So 14-12 to go here in regulation. BG is able to push the lead back up to 8-6.
And they still have a player advantage for another 2 minutes.
When did McCarthy go in? Was it at 16, around 16 minutes?
Yeah, just about 16 and change left. So
because I thought it was 17. I thought they'd worked off about 3 minutes of that double penalty.
Unfortunately, it's only 2 minutes, and they'll have to kill off another 2. You know, Paradise made a save early on in that player down situation. Bedford got into transition and were going to be able to kill off quite a bit of that time, but they made an errant pass in the midfield, and unfortunately, that cost them.
Well, giving up the 1 goal down a man is not good, but they'll take it. Now off the draw, the ball is loose and BG gets it.
Yeah, BG's going to cover that ball on the ground ball. They're not allowed to put their stick on top of the ball if it's contested. So Bedford's going to have the ball after that cover.
And Julian Bell takes it, drifts behind extended goal, now behind X. Being watched closely there by Claire Donovan. Now she draws the second defender. Pass up, kind of a tricky pass, but Lynch is able to control it. She's moving across the perimeter. Pass inside, ball's on the ground. Still on the ground, bouncing around, and we'll get a call here.
Yeah, push on BG on McEachern. She'll earn an 8-meter.
So McEachern with an opportunity here to draw a little closer here with 13:26 to play. 8-6, BG in the lead over Bedford. And here's McEachern on the 8-meter. Waiting for the start. McEachern moving in, takes a shot, saved by Riki, but the ball's loose and on the ground. Bedford has a chance to play it, and they do. They come up with the loose ball. Dermody. Now back to Julian Bell. Julian Bell moving across the top. She's got a defender following her, but she's able to evade. A shot inside, and a goal.
Great play. Great play. Julian Bell was able to find a cutting. Who was that?
That was Lynch, I think, number 10.
Okay.
Yes, it was. So Sydney Lynch with the goal erases that one by BG, and we're back to a 1-goal game, 8-7 with 12:51 to play.
Yeah, and they score that goal 6-on-7. So, you know, despite the double teams coming out aggressively on the Bedford attackers, they were still able to find a cutting Lynch, and she's able to pull it back within 1.
So 12:51 to go here in regulation play, second half. McCarthy still sitting down, waiting for her to be released from her penalty. Probably another few seconds to go there.
Yeah, 37 according to the clock here. So 8-7 with 12:51 left in the game. And we go back to the draw after a nice goal, athletic goal. Great catch, switch to the left hand by Sydney Lynch.
And she's in the circle now against Holt. Waiting for the draw. Officials are setting things up. And we begin. Ball's in the air. Oh, just over the stick of Chamberlain Bell, and instead Claire Donovan picks it up. BG controls. Now over to Teresa. And back to Holt. Holt evades the check there from Lynch and brings it into the Bedford end. Now cut inside to number 12, Piercy. She can't control it. Turns the ball over. And Bedford's going to get the ball back.
Yeah, Bedford got lucky there. Piercy had the ball in dangerous position, couldn't handle it, and turned it over.
Now Lynch with it. And the restart in front of her own net. Flips it over to Grace Ann Rooney. Grace Ann's got a lane. Move up the sideline, gets it to McEachern. McEachern puts on the Jets, crosses into BG territory. Changes direction, still with it. She might go all the way in, takes a shot, just wide, but McDermott's able to back it up, so Bedford will maintain control. Did she draw some kind of call here?
Wow, I think they're going to call a procedure on Chamberlain Bell on a moving pick. From what I can see, you know, you called it. McEachern put on the Jets. She outran several of the BG midfielders and gave herself a great opportunity. It looked like they might be calling an offensive, a moving screen on Chamberlain Bell.
And the official, yep, now they indicate the ball will go to BG.
Yep, that's exactly what he's calling.
And this is going to be Abigail Hayhurst with the restart. 11:45 to play. BG 8, Bedford 7. Winner of this game advances to the finals. Emily Santom carrying it into the Bedford end. Pulls back, takes a check and loses the ball, then gets knocked down. And they're going to call a push here.
Players got tangled. BG's going to get the ball. However, the Bedford penalty is now released. So they've killed off 4 minutes of player down situation with only letting up 1 goal. So nice job by the Bedford defense. Let's see if they can tie this game here.
And they were able to erase that 1 goal with a goal of their own by Lynch.
Yep, shooting space, yep.
Now Santom's going to get the 8-meter for the shooting space violation.
Zoe Michaud hanging out there. Unfortunately got that shooting space called. Nice job by Santom to pull that and earn that shooting space.
So 10:58 to play here. Santom waiting for the restart. 8-meter.
So she's Paradise's top right, looking to push it to a 2-goal lead.
Still waiting for the 8-meter to begin. The officials are telling players to retreat back to their original positions. Time is ticking away. The clock is running. So a good 30 seconds of playing time just kind of ticked away here. Finally, they restart. And instead of taking a shot, Santom decides to pull back and reset the BG offense.
Yeah, they're going to look to get a really solid opportunity, whether it's a one-on-one in front, odd man on the back door, or some kind of cutting player. They're going to take their time with that 1-goal lead. Certainly that's not going to be safe, but they're going to be deliberate here.
So Santom drifting, gets around defender, and what do we have here? Another 8-meter call?
Yeah, it's going to be a stick through the bubble. Sydney Lynch got her stick a little too close to Santom's head.
So Santom will have another opportunity here. 9:47 to play in regulation. Santom, again, decides to pull back, leaves it there for Holt. Holt just working the perimeter. Drops it back to, I didn't get that number, I guess number 10, that's Keating. And now Cutter misses everybody, and the ball's going to go all the way to the midfield area, still loose. And
it's a hold on the check. She unfortunately kept contact with the BG stick a little too long.
So it's going to be BG ball with Sydney Todd in control on the restart. 9 minutes to go in regulation. BG clinging to that 1-goal lead, 8-7. The officials are still talking things over.
And they're going to group up here and try to figure out what happened. So
I understand the officials want to make the right call. It's such an important game.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Germany was making a check there. The ball was coming towards that restraining line. She to me, it was the right call. She held the BG player's sticks, number 18, Sydney Todd. She was scooping up the ground ball, and Dermody's check held on a little too long. So this is the right call. I'm not sure what the delay is.
So Sydney Todd loses it, picks it right back up on the restart. Drifts over, gets it over to Piercy. Piercy over to Holt. Now pulling back. Holt over to Piercy. Piercy moving across, tries to get it inside to Santom. Santom hits the deck. Maybe draws a push here.
You're going to be a push on Lynch. So Santom will have an 8-meter free position top right hash on Hannah Paradise. Still a 1-goal game, 8-7. We'll see if Paradise can make a save and keep it a 1-goal margin.
She's made a couple of big saves in this game already, keeping things close.
Yep, 8:20 left in the game. And again, BG is happy to pull it out, but they find, let's see, number four Abigail Ahern. She makes a nice dodge and finishes high for BG's 9th goal.
And she might have drawn a push there. They may maintain position.
And they push the margin back to 2. So that's her second goal of the second half and her third on the day for Ahern.
So 9-7, BG is up, and I think they might. I thought I saw the official give the push sign after the goal. So they may award the ball to BG again with 8:15 to play here in regulation.
As we see the time tick off the clock, we're going to expect some more aggressive play as players get desperate on both sides. And the officials are going to have their hands full. So 8:15 left, 9-7 Bishop Guertin. We go back to the draw, Lynch against Hult.
So I guess the push was before the goal. So this will be a contested draw. The officials setting things up, taking their time. And the ball does not go up high enough, and we'll have another draw. They'll do it again.
With only 1 second ticked off, so 8:14 left in the game, and we'll go back to the draw with an important draw as we see who gets possession here. BG could extend it to 3, or Bedford could bring it back to within 1. This is going to be a really important one.
And
BG
they come
comes
up with it.
Yep.
That was Piercy coming up with the loose ball. Now Hult. Inside to Abigail Ahern, loses the ball momentarily, but Piercy's able to come up with it. Now a call here, a push.
Yeah, we had a push on the loose ball on Natalie Rago, so she's going to go behind.
So Ahern.
That's an 8-meter for Ahern.
And she's got plenty of room to operate here. We'll see if she takes the shot.
Grace Ann Rooney's on her right side. See if she can get a stick in. And she can't. Ahern finishes offside on Paradise to make it 10-7.
So at 7:35, the lead extended to 3. I was going to ask if you had any idea how long that last Bedford, the BG possession was. It seemed like they just kept controlling the ball. They, instead of shooting on the 8-meter, they just kept pulling back and maintaining possession, extending the play.
Yeah, so
burning off a lot of clock.
Bedford's last goal was at 12:51, and Ahern's goal was at 8:15. So, you know, not that entire 4 to 5 minute period was in the offensive end, but nearly all of it. A couple of transition opportunities. Bedford wasn't able to keep in the offensive end, and you're right, they were able to burn a lot of time off that clock.
And they pushed the lead up to 3. It's 10-7 now. Bishop Guertin ahead of Bedford. 7:35 left in this half.
Looks like Julian Bell's going to be on the draw against Hult.
And the ball flips toward the Bedford net. Are they going to make a, what's the call here, a push?
No, so it looked like McEachern came out of the box a little early. So you saw the motion from the referee pushing her hand back and forth, and she's going to call McEachern coming out of the box a little too early.
So Bouvier is now going to restart the ball. BG with possession once again.
And once again, they're going to be deliberate. Look for a good opportunity. So Bedford's going to probably have to push their defense out a little bit and try to force a turnover.
Santum pulls back. Hult. Pass inside. It's turned over. McEachern comes up with the loose ball. Now she's trying to navigate her way through a maze of BG players and draws a restart and draws another restart. So now McEachern over the midfield stripe into BG territory. Bedford's down 3. They need a goal here. 6:38 to go. There's Dermody drifting along the sideline. Up to Lynch now, up high. Lynch drifting to her right. She gets around the player. The feet inside and the goal.
Great play by Chu to finish there.
Riley Chu taking the feed there from Lynch and gets one of those goals back. It's now 10-8 with 6:22 to play. You can hear the Bedford faithful just below us reacting to that goal.
10-8. So Bedford's still down a player here. They were down a player on the defensive end. They came down and were 6-on-7. I'm not unsure about this call.
I don't see a player on the sideline.
I was wondering if I missed a yellow card here.
I don't see anybody in the chair.
And I don't see Hannah McCarthy out on the field either. So there could have been a more severe penalty than we're aware of.
An ejection? Oh. That would be huge. So on the draw here,
And Bedford's making a more assertive defensive play by putting 6 back in the box.
So the ball chips into the BG end, and it looks like it's going to be awarded to Bedford.
Chamberlain Bell, no, and Riley Chu's going to have the ball at midfield.
So are they at even strength, or are they still shorthanded?
They're still shorthanded.
So if there's an ejection, do they play shorthanded the whole time, just like in soccer?
It appears to be the case. Yeah, they only have 6 players down here on the offensive end, as you see BG coming out for this double team. Ooh.
Oh, a pass intended for Riley Chu's broken up, and BG takes the ball over.
Bedford looks to redefend and make it hard on this transition. Dermody's riding on the near side. And the ball's on the ground. It's picked up by Lynch.
Oh, and she takes a shot to the head. Oh, what are we going to have here? This should be something major.
Yeah, so number 18, Sydney Todd's going to earn a yellow and be sent off. So this is a big play. 5:36 left. Bedford's down 2 goals, and we're down a player. So this gives them a chance to at least pull back to within 1, as Sydney Lynch took a hard hit in the midfield.
So the Bedford faithful trying to urge their players on here. Lynch is going to restart about 10 yards into their own end.
And the Bedford faithful have a good point to protect the ball here. We've seen a couple of sticks hanging out there and a couple of good checks by Bishop Guertin to get the ball on the ground.
Now Chamberlain Bell brings it into BG territory.
And we should have a 6-on-6 here.
Now Julian Bell over to Lynch. Up top, now drifting to the right. Now changing direction. Bell draws a call and another hit to the head here.
Yeah, I think
she's holding her face.
I think the hit to the face was missed on the original call. So Lynch still earns an 8-meter free position, and she looks to bring it back to within 1.
4:59 to go here in regulation. Down by 2, 10-8. Lynch, the shot
Good
low.
save.
Riki makes a save. Ball's loose and goes right back to Riki.
Yeah, defender for BG scooped it back to Riki. Good save. Now we have a horn, and we're going to have a timeout by Bishop Guertin.
So Hannah McCarthy not on the field. We're wondering why. We don't know if it's injury or if there was an ejection. She did get a double penalty, a 4-minute call, and she was sitting in the chair. So I don't know where she is now.
Yeah, she was on the sideline there, right near the substitution box, and it appears that she might have been excused from the game here. So 4:42 left in the game. Gotcha. All
So
right,
there's a call.
So we got some clarification. There were 4 yellow cards on the same team. They had to play short a player for the remaining minutes in the game. And there you have it. So,
But why McCarthy?
well, she was the one that earned the 4th. Or perhaps there's an injury, or I'm not sure exactly why she's the one that's been removed. So again, 10-8 with 4:42 left. And Bishop Guertin has the ball behind their own net. They still have a minute to serve on their yellow card. And they're going to look to clear. Bedford's going to need to be really aggressive on this ride or the redefend. They're going to have to try to keep this ball in the offensive end any manner they can. Closing out. You can feel the tension rising. It's been pretty exciting second half as Bedford's tried to scrap back in.
It's a huge blow losing McCarthy.
Absolutely.
Their top scorer. I mean, McCarthy with 2 goals in this game. She's pretty key. And 3 goals. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for the correction. 10-8, 4:42 to go in regulation here in the second half. It's going to be a lot on the shoulders of the remaining players to see if they can dig themselves out of this hole. In the meantime, BG, 2 minutes, not a big lead, but they've been maintaining excellent control when they have the ball, and they can just run out the clock with a goal to spare here. They don't even have to try to score a goal.
Correct, and we're going to see that deliberate offense again. If they get it down into their offensive end, they're going to take their time, take the air out of the ball, make Bedford come out to them, which usually opens up some opportunities on the backside or with some cutters getting past the aggressive defense.
So the timeout is broken up, and the players go back to their original positions where they left their sticks, which is how they know where they're supposed to line up.
Yeah, so Riki's going to have the ball behind the cage, and Bedford's going to do everything they can to keep the ball in this end.
So they're still setting things up here. The officials talking things over a bit. You know, this is an important game. I'm sure they want to get everything correctly, but it's kind of dragging things out a bit. Now it looks like we're ready to begin. Riki, she's got Dermody on her. Riki, play is restarted. She still has the ball behind her own goal, waiting for a player to come back. Now she moves away. Dermody checks her. Now a second player gets on her. Dermody just running off the clock here. A stick check, ball comes loose, and Bedford comes up with it. Dermody has it.
Great double team by McEachern. Was able to get that ball out of Riki's stick, and really fantastic ride.
I'm really surprised Riki just hung on to the ball. She was just drawing attention, and it was just a matter of time before somebody put the check on her. Now here's Chamberlain Bell drifting to her right, takes a shot high, but Bedford's got it backed up. They'll maintain possession. 4 minutes to go and counting.
Yeah, good drive right-handed by Chamberlain Bell. She couldn't find the cage, but had a good opportunity there. And now we go back to McEachern using her speed around the outside.
Feeds it inside to Lynch and loses the ball momentarily, but gets a call. We'll have an 8-meter?
8-meter. So Lynch got fouled inside too, but McEachern was fouled before that. I think they're going to give Lynch the 8-meter from center hash.
So
3.5 left here.
This is a big 8-meter, an opportunity to cut it to a 1-goal game. Lynch against Riki. Ooh. The shot scores.
Offside low. Great shot by Lynch on that restart. And, you know, I'm not sure if you caught it. There was a very slight hesitation by Lynch. She actually could have been called for a false start. The ref didn't catch it, didn't see it. Lynch cashes in, and now it's a 1-goal game with 3:23 left.
And it looks like a BG player going to take a seat on the bench or in the penalty chair. No, that's just a substitution here. Are they back to full strength, BG?
They are back to full strength. So it's still a 6-on-7 on the offensive end for Bedford, if and when they do get down into that end. We're going to see Riley Chu take the draw against Lindsay Holt.
So a big draw here.
Huge draw with 3:23 left. 1-goal margin.
They're setting it up, setting up the draw. Now ready to begin. Ball moves up and goes toward the Bedford end, and it's picked up there by number 12, Piercy. So BG has control. Santom now approaching the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, so Bedford's going to have to extend their defense here. They only have 6 players to defend the 7 for BG, but they're still going to have to get out there, put pressure on the ball, try to get the ball on the ground.
Now Holt pulls back, sends it back down low to Keating. Keating over to Kutu. Now back up high to Santom.
They're not going to be able to let BG make a mistake. They're going to be sure-handed. Bedford needs to get out into these passing lanes, put some kind of pressure on, try to get a turnover.
Santom, 2:30 to go here. BG just happy to let the clock drift away with a 1-goal lead. They really don't have to take a shot, but at some point Bedford's going to have to challenge them. Holt. Back to Santom. Santom drifting around now, pass down low.
2:20 to play.
Kutu behind X.
And they're effectively playing a keep-away game right here.
Over to Keating. Keating now nice moving inside. Takes a shot, hit the goal post, but draws some kind of flag. I guess a bubble violation.
Yep, stick through the bubble on Zoe Michaud. And Bishop Guertin's going to earn the 8-meter. We can anticipate they're just going to pull this out. This clock should have stopped with 2 minutes left. Every whistle should have stopped the clock. So a few seconds ran off. They may reset it, maybe not. 1:51 left. 8-meter free position for Madison Keating. And she may just pull this ball out.
You're right. I mean, it's better for them to maintain possession than risk a save by Paradise or hitting a post or missing the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Keating was able to make a nice a dodge. She brought her stick across her body, dipped under the defensive player. Looked like it was Zoe Michaud. And unfortunately, Zoe's stick got into that bubble area, got called for the penalty. Some time ran off the clock, so it looks like the referee is going to approach the scorekeeper here. Nope, I think they're going to leave it. So a few seconds ran off. unfortunately, but Keating has the 8-meter. Hannah Paradise is
and
not
they
going
pull
to
out.
face a shot.
Right,
Exactly.
they pull out. So
Exactly.
once again, they're just maintaining possession on the perimeter.
They're going to play keep away here again.
That's Abigail Ahern with it.
Ooh.
Forced into a bad pass, but they maintain possession. Here's Santom
1:30 left.
to Keating. Now back up to Donovan. They're just playing catch on the perimeter. Pass inside now to Piercy. Piercy pulls out. Holt. 1:20 to go.
And Bedford has to get desperate here. They need to step out in this passing lane, do something unusual.
Piercy
Here
to
comes a
Holt.
double.
Piercy again. Now drawing a double team, and
There it is.
loses
There
the
it
ball. Loses the ball. Do we come up with it? They do.
Yeah.
But Grace Ann Rooney has it for Bedford.
Timeout. Great call, great defense. They were patient enough, got the double and triple team where they needed it. Bishop Guertin was doing a really nice job keeping that ball away.
But they got in trouble when Holt tried to move further and further out.
Yep.
Kept drawing the defenders, and finally a stick check lose the ball, caused her to lose the ball, and Bedford gets it back with 1:02 to go. You have to also wonder the question the wisdom there. They had the 8-meter, and they decided not to take the shot, instead to maintain possession.
Sure. Yeah, it's a strategy play there. I'm sure she was getting coached from the sideline. Coach Gobio likely wanted to keep possession there. Where they got into trouble was they came over the restraining line. So therefore, the Bedford attacking players could get into that defensive position. The double and triple team came. They got the ball out and came up with the ground ball. So an exciting 1:02 left here. Bedford is down 1 and has possession. They're going to look for the equalizer here in the next 62 seconds.
Now I have to, I don't know the sport as well as you do, Corey. Is there an option to pull a goaltender in women's lacrosse?
No, unfortunately, they're going to have to keep the same number on the defensive portion of the field, so you cannot get an extra player up in the offensive end. And it's important to note that Bedford is down a player too, so they're going to be playing 6-on-7.
That's why I thought if there was a way to pull a goalkeeper and get an extra attacker.
Yeah, it's not an option. They could play a game with the restraining line, have one player step over the 30 on one side of the field, and then 40 yards away on the opposite side of the restraining line, have another player step into the offensive end. Sometimes that play can cause havoc on the defense. We'll see what kind of crafty play Coach Hodgson can draw up here.
So Coach Hodgson looks like they just broke the huddle. Meanwhile, Kerry Gobeil, the coach for BG, having a conversation with the officials at the center circle. Players going back to their original positions. The game will come down to this possession. 1:02 to go. Bedford down by a goal, 10-9, and they're about to restart. And it's chipped up now to Dermody. Dermody carrying it into the BG zone, peeling back just a bit.
She'll be doubled.
Now over to Chamberlain Bell. Chamberlain Bell moving to her right. Pulling back a bit, trying to find some room, trying to evade a check. She's got Piercy on her. Now a double team. Lynch comes out to help. Pass inside to McEachern. She might have a lane here.
Shooting space, yep, absolutely.
On a shooting space violation.
Absolutely. Correct call. Number 5, Abigail Hayhurst. And McEachern will have a chance with 36 seconds left to equalize this game. First time since the opening whistle and that first goal by BG where this score will be tied.
So the game comes down to this. McEachern at about 11 o'clock to Riki. Ready to try to tie this game up at 10. The start, the shot, hits the goal post.
Hit the post.
And it looks like BG will pick up the loose ball.
Low right.
28 seconds to go. Pass over to Riki. Riki being checked by Dermody. Riki outside of her crease, double teamed. Still maintaining control. They're trying to loose the ball from her.
And they're going to get called for an illegal check across the body.
17 seconds to go. Riki still with the ball, just running out the clock.
Now she goes to the dot, 17 seconds left, and they're going to force the Bedford players to get away. So if they can somehow get this ball on the ground, Riki makes a nice pass to one of her defenders.
Now the pass. Oh, the ball comes loose, and McEachern's got a chance here. 8 seconds to go. What's the call? They blew the whistle.
Yep, got the ball on the ground. There was a legal check, so there's 8 seconds left here. McEachern's on the near side.
They've got a ways to go to get to the net. McEachern
Wheels.
trying to drive through. Tries to get the pass over to Chamberlain Bell, but couldn't make the connection, and now the time runs out, and BG's going to win.
Pretty exciting game here this afternoon, Harry.
Oh, it's not like Bedford didn't have their chance.
Many chances. McEachern had that last 8-meter. Went low right on the goalie. Unfortunately, she hit the pipe. Could not tie the game and force overtime. A little bit of a scramble there at the end. Riki made a nice ground ball, went to the corner, was able to eat more seconds up, and they were able to close it out. So BG wins 10-9.
And they advance to the finals, and the girls are eliminated. The Bedford girls, their season ends with a record of 16-2.